Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nastapaye Shaveshu Nittam Bhagavasevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Ete Chamsa Kalapam Sam Krishna Su Bhagavan Sayam Indriyari Vyakulam Lokam Vridyante Yuge Yuge Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranama Dukkha Samanastam Namani Harim Param Nigamakalpataror Galiram Palam Sukamagatam Brita Divasambadam Vivadabhagatam Rasamalayam Moro Rasigabu Vibhavukaha Krishna Vanam Tisha Krishna Sangha Pangastapasadam Yajjai Sankirtanat Paya Yajante Sumedasa Bhajani Kali Pavanaha. Hare Krishna. So we are very fortunate to be here in Mayapur Dham. So, which is not different from Braj and sentence different. So, but it is explained that the 12 forests of Braj are in Navadvip. And so Navadvip, 9 islands are there. So the center is Antardvip, Mayapur, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And then, of course, as he performed his wonderful pastimes, childhood pastimes, then youth pastimes. So he wandered through all the deep, all the islands. So, and they also represent the 9 links of devotional service. So Antardvip, that refers to Atmanivedanam, surrender. And the next dvip is Simantadvip, that represents hearing. And then Godrum Dvip, that is Kirtan, Savanam Kirtanam, and then Vishnu Smaranam, that is Madhyadvip, and then Padasevanam, Koladvip, and then Archanam, Janudvip, Dasyam, Ritudvip, Sakyam, Modadrumdvip, Dasyam, Vandanam, ek minute, 1 minute. So after, so Janudvip is, what we are saying, Janudvip is Archanam, and then Ritudvip is Vandanam, and then Modadrumdvip is Dasyam, and then Rudradvip is Sakyam. So indicating that we have to perform our devotional service, taking shelter at the lotus feet of the spiritual master, and then being engaged in this devotional activity, starting with hearing and chanting. But then also deity worship is important, offering prayers. So many prayers are there in glorification of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, in glorification of Radha Krishna. So we should learn as much as possible, especially when one is young. Because when you're old, you will forget. And so, but when you're young, you can remember, and then you have to practice. When you practice, then it will be easier. So you say one verse in glorification of Mahaprabhu. Krishna, 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 Krishna Chaitanya. You say one.
कृष्ण वर्णम तुषा कृष्णम संगोपांगस्त पार्षदम यज्ञ संकीर्तनो प्रायो भजन्ति ही यज्ञ संकीर्तनो प्रायो
यजन्ति
ही सुमेध
yes.
अजानुलंबितम भुजो कनकावदातो संकीर्तने के पितरो कमलाय ताचो विश्वम्भर द्विजवम्भर युग धर्म पालो वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो वंदे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानंद शोधित गौरदेश पुष्पवंतो चित्र संततम.
Okay, very good. You say one. You don't know any verse, no? Yeah, doing puja. Yeah. So what do you chant for Mahaprabhu?
Anarpita
Okay, say.
Anarpita Chiranchira Chitra Karuna Avatar Bhakti.
No.
अनर्पित चरिचि राम करुण्या अवतीर्णो कलव समर्पितो उन्नत उज्ज्वल संशयम भक्ति श्रेयम हरि पुराट सुंदर दूति कदम्ब संदीप्ते सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरिता वा सचिनंदन.
Okay, very good. Namo Mahabadaniya. You ever heard this mantra? Okay, you say.
Namo Mahabadanya Krishna Prem Badayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Navane Gaurati Sena.
Okay, good.
Panchatattva Krishna Bhakti Rup Sarupam Bhakta Avataraka Nama Bhakti Saktikam.
And as yesterday we explained, Vande Sri Krishna. No. Vande Gurum Ishabhaktam Isham Avatarakam Tapakasham Chachatakti Krishna Chaitanya Samyakam. So we should learn some verses. In this we glorify Mahaprabhu. Of course, when you learn verses, we should know the meaning also. Usually when we learn, then we learn the meaning also. And if we practice, then in this way we can learn some Sanskrit or some Bengali. And then it will be easier. And then, so when we offer these prayers, and then while chanting, we can sometimes remember the prayers. And then we can chant nicely. So, Shravanam Kirtanam. So, Vandanam, offering praise is important. Dasyan means we are the servant of the Lord. So, we should chant with some Bandagyan. We should chant the holy name, we should serve. I am the servant of Krishna. I am not this body, I am spirit soul. But we have this body, and so with this body, we serve the Lord. We engage the body in the service of the Lord. So that the acharyas have explained, Prabhupada said. So then we should be in that mood of we are the servant of the Lord. We are the servant of Sri Guru. We are the servant of the Vaishnavas. We are the servant of Mahaprabhu. We are the servant of Radha and Krishna. So this from Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Parasevanam, Achanam, Vandanam, Dasyam. This is Vaidhi Bhakti. And afterwards, Sakyam and Atma Nivedanam, that is Rag Marg. When we are more purified, we understand a little bit better that we are not this body, then we understand that Krishna is my best friend. Krishna is your best friend? Abhinay, not yet. Okay, but he is. You have to look towards Krishna. Krishna Mukh. Because here, in the beginning, the devotees are the best friends, right? He's your friend?
Yes.
He's your friend? Okay, even Guru is the friend.
Yes, sir. Really.
He's the best friend. Sometimes ordinary devotees, sometimes friends, and then sometimes they become enemies. But Guru is always the best friend. And Mahaprabhu is always the best friend. Even if you go away from Krishna, Krishna will still call you, hey, Pradeep, come back. Or Guru also will pull you by the Sika. Where are you going? Maya. No. So, if you have purified consciousness, then we can understand. And this Bhagavad Gita, Bhuktaranga Kitapasam, you know this verse? Bhuktaranga Kitapasam? No? No? You have to learn some verses, Bhagavad Gita. Brahmachari should learn shlokas, sit properly. Like this, like all men. Sit properly like this. Bhuktarang. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatvam Shantim Richati. You want Shanti? You want Shanti? You want peace? No? Yes. So, this is the peace formula. Bhuktaranga Tapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. You should understand that Krishna is Bhokta. Krishna is the enjoyer. So we offer the things to Krishna. Yagya. Yagya we do for Krishna. Yagya by Vishnu. We offer something. Purusha Sukta. You know Purusha Sukta? Sasra Shesha Purusha Sasraksha Sahasrapatsa Bhumim Vishwado Vritva Attatishta Dasangulam. So then devotees, they chant Purusha Sukta when they do a marriage ceremony, when they do a Griha Pravesh. And when Mahaprabhu first time he showed that I am Bhagavan, that was in Shiva's, Pandit Shiva's Angan, who went there. He went to the house of Shiva's Pandit, and the Shingasan is there of the Lord, like a table like here. He was sitting on that. And then Shiva's Pandit heard and he's saying, I am that Bhagavan whom you are worshipping every day. And folding his hands and then he said, call all the devotees, bring them all here. And he just called the devotees and said, only my Pandit sitting on the Shingasan of the Lord and saying, I'm Bhagavan, come, come, come. Before they could understand that he's a great personality and he's very powerful and very learned. But by Yoga Maya they could not understand that he's Bhagavan. But then he told them and they all came. Oh yes. Yes, that they could then feel that is right. And they all came quickly and then offered obeisances. And then Mahaprabhu told, Nimai Pandit told all the devotees, chant Purusha Sukta. And they all chanted in front of Mahaprabhu. Satsashesha Purusha Satsaksha Sahasapatsa Bhumim Vishwata Vritva Attatishta Dasangulam Purishavidam Sarvam Yad Bhutam Yad Shabhavyam Bhutam Rittad Vasheshanaha Yadanena Tirohati Etavam Vasana Ato Jaya Gumsa Purusha Padoho Shavishwa Bhutani Tripada Samritam Divi, and so on. Mahaprabhu was very pleased. So the Brahmanas, they were chanting. The Brahmanas, they learned this Purusha Sukta. So actually, we learned Purusha Sukta. So I also learned many years ago. 30 years ago. And chanting. Before I was chanting every day when I was preaching in the West. But then when I came back to Braj, then I was chanting and Bhagavad Gita also. I'm thinking, well, I'm remembering then Vishnu, chanting Purusha Sukta. I'm remembering Krishna when I chant Bhagavad Gita slokas. But I should remember who? Yashodananda, Shyamasundar. Then I did pranam to Purusha Sukta, pranam to Bhagavad Gita. Still we read and sometimes we chant the Purusha Sukta, but daily we chant other verses in glorification of Krishna. Kasturi tilakam lalata patale vaksastale kosumam nasagre vanoktiram karatale venu kankaram sarvanga hari chandanam sulalitam chante champatavali gopastri pariveshito vijayate gopal churamani. So then Krishna is very beautiful and he has tilak here in front, that is mostly just a dot, musk, mixed with chandan. Brahmanas are putting there. And then, even Mother Yashoda. And here's the Kaustubhamani. And he has bangles here and holding the flute. And Mother Yashoda sometimes applying chandan or the gopis. And he's a beautiful pearl necklace and a pearl in front of his nose. And he's surrounded by the gopis. Mostly. So by chanting this, and the prayers to the Lord, and there's a reciprocation. And then while chanting, we can also pray like this. Because Krishna Nama are not different. And the mind is there. Instead of thinking of so many things which are not so necessary, we can offer prayers with the mind while chanting also. That is Nam Bhajan. We chant and hear, but then should be meditative mood. At least we try. So the devotees, they were chanting Purusha Sukta. And then he showed them that actually I am Bhagavan. And he told some incidents to the different devotees. You remember Haridas Thakur? When they were beating you in 22 marketplaces. I was there. I protected you. And then he showed his back. And some marks were there, like somebody was beating him. Because they were beating Haridas Thakur. And any normal person would have died in 22 marketplaces. They were dragging him and beating him with ropes. And so he was there. Mahaprabhu appeared. And he was taking the beating to protect his devotee. And Haridas Thakur, pranam to Mahaprabhu. And he told Advaita Acharya something. She was funny. Do you remember this and that? Oh yes. Means he's Antaryami. He's the Lord in our heart. He's like Paramatma. And Mahaprabhu is no different from Radha Krishna. And Paramatma is simply the expanded form of Mahaprabhu. Or Krishna, Radha Krishna. So verse is also there, explaining Yad Advaitam in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, that the effulgence, Yad Advaitam Paribhavisht, what is it? Can't remember now. The Sanskrit, but beautifully explained. That the effulgence of Krishna's body. So, the impersonal aspect of the Absolute Truth. The Brahmajyoti is simply Krishna's effulgence, Mahaprabhu's effulgence. And Paramatma is the expanded form of Krishna or Mahaprabhu. And both Krishna and Mahaprabhu are Sarva Aishwarya Purna Bhagavan. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, endowed with all opulences. So we remember Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna this way. So then the devotees, of course still, because of his mercy, still he had a very wonderful relationship with his associates in Mayapur. And then of course in Puri also. But then, so they had the understanding that he is the Supreme Lord. Some little Aishwarya is there. But Madhurya is there also, sweetness is there. And Adorya is giving mercy like anything, Mahaprabhu. You just have to do one thing nicely. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So that is Sakyam then. Bhuktam Tapasam Sarvalokam Eswaram. So we do Yajna. And then we do for Krishna's pleasure, for Mahaprabhu's pleasure, we do Purusha Shukta Homa. And we offer any Yajna for Krishna's pleasure. Then we say, Idam Krishnaya, Idam Namama. It is for Krishna, it is not for me. So every time and every second, what we're doing is for Krishna, it's for Mahaprabhu, for their pleasure. So but Nam Yaga is most important. And Prityata, Nama Yaga, Mahayagya, Kalikamma Sanasanam. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prityata, Nama Yaga Samarpanam. So we offer Nam Yaga, the holy names, for the pleasure of Mahaprabhu. And we offer obeisances to Mahaprabhu, and we understand that the Mahamantra is no different from Radha Krishna also. So that is Sakyam, that Bhukta Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is the Lord of everything. Suridam Sarvabhutanam, Surit. Surit means friend. Mitra, Surit, Sakya. So these are, in Sanskrit language, there are many words for one object. Or just like Ravi. How many names are there for Ravi? Many. 12. Dvadash Nam. Surya, Ravi, Bhaskar, Aditya, and what else?
Mitra.
Mitra, yes, Mitra. Surya is our mitra, is our friend. We need the sun, especially in the winter, now also. Morning little cold and the sun comes. Oh mitra, my friend has come. Very pleasant. In the summer, of course, we take an umbrella because it's hot. And the friend is very powerful. And in the summer in Vrindavan, 48 degrees in the shade, you need umbrella when you go out. Otherwise, mitra will scorch you. You will get a sunstroke. But that is his mercy. But then we keep an umbrella. How much mercy we can handle. So this with Sanskrit language is very beautiful. Suridam sarabhutanam gyatvam shantaricchati. If you understand these things, that Krishna is enjoyer, we should do everything for Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna is our best friend. If you know these things, these four things, then we can be peaceful, we can be happy. And even if difficulties are there, we can tolerate the difficulties. That is the situation. And then Atmani Vedanam. So actually only when we purify consciousness we can actually surrender. In the beginning we're just trying, but it is not the real thing. Going to the temple, Mangalati, then chanting japa, then hearing something, and doing some puja. So, but in the beginning, so the body is going, but the mind is somewhere else. Right. So it is partial surrender, not full. Full surrender it is with body, mind and words. This is full surrender. Not to the body and then you speak prajalpa, unnecessary things, and you think of so many things except Krishna. No. Surrender means body, words always glorifying Krishna and always thinking about Krishna. Smattavya satadam Vishnu. Half Pandit. Smattavya satadam Vishnu, Vismattavya najatu chit sarva vidhi nishede sura etayor evekinkaraha. What we should do? This is vidhi. What we should do? Always remember Krishna. What we should not do? Never. We should never forget him. So always remember Krishna, never forget him. So many rules and regulations, but this is most important. You have to get up early, you have to take bath early, right? But even sometimes you get up a little late, and then maybe there's no water. Then what do? You chant. It's most important. So, but we take bath also in the morning. And, but most important, we have to see that we can always chant to remember Krishna as much as possible. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any question?
गुरुदेव कल आप 4 प्रकार की गोपी के बारे में बताए थे.
Four kinds of gopis.
हाँ, और फिर उसके बाद में उसमें बताया सुरित गोपी ना.
Surit, yes. Surit means friendly. Surit means friend. No, Surit means friend.
That's not what it is.
Yeah. 4 kinds of gopis. Swapaksha means Radharani's group. Surit means friendly. Tatashta means neutral. Means because actually they are a little more friendly towards Chandravali, so therefore they are neutral. Neutral means tatashta. Like if somebody we don't like, then we are tatashta. Like some persons we don't like so much for some reason. Then we are tatashta. We are not against them, but we are not for them. We may say Hare Krishna, but we are not going to embrace them. But we say Hare Krishna, that's all. And we're not thinking this is a bad person. No. But okay, he is whatever he is. And but I don't show my love. Because if he's not a friend, but then you're tatashta. We are not against him and we are not for him. That is tatashta. And then vipaksha, opposite group, Chandravali and so on. 4 kinds of gopis. Okay? Yeah. Jai. 9 baj gaya. 9 o'clock we stop here. Hare Krishna.